window down the middle there. That's Michael Mann. Michael Mann, among many things, is the executive producer of Miami Vice. Now, if you were a fan of the television series, you didn't miss an episode, you loved the Don Johnson, that house might look familiar to you. It was used in the filming, about 17 different episodes you'll see that house in. Traditionally the bad guy's house or the drug dealer's house. Another white one on our left, got the Mangusta speed yacht tied up on the dock here out back. That home originally built for Johnny Weissmuller. Anyone know who Johnny Weissmuller was? Tarzan, absolutely. Not the original Tarzan, but certainly one of the most well-known Tarzans, most recognizable Tarzans. In fact, if you ever hear that Tarzan yell, like 95% of the time you're listening to Johnny Weissmuller. Now, he was also a 5-time Olympic medalist in swimming, actually one of the more decorated U.S. swimmers in our history, so more than just an actor. Now, up ahead of us, you're getting a really great view of the downtown Fort Lauderdale skyline. And that is, as I said before, our first order of business today. We're going to make our way pretty much into the heart of that downtown area. You can see from here those construction cranes, condos going up. We'll actually be passing right next door to that to give you an idea where we will be traveling. A little bit later, we'll take that turn to the south and make our way into Port Everglades. Now, it is the third busiest cruise port in the world, but that being said, it is the off season, so I'm not even sure if we have any cruise ships in today, but we'll find out shortly. Next home's coming up on our right here at the end of Royal Plaza Drive. This home built for the poor little rich girl. It seems these days no one knows what I'm talking about when I say that, but Gloria Vanderbilt was who this home was built for. A designer and very well-known socialite, of course. Anyone know who her son is? Did I hear it? Anderson Cooper, absolutely. CNN, AC360. 60 Minutes correspondent Anderson Cooper. Of course, they lived in New York, but often found right down here in Fort Lauderdale. Now, ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind along the way, I'm going to do my best to bounce back and forth, try and point things out on both sides of the Jungle Queen. There are moments here where I'm going to get stuck on one side because that's where the quote-unquote good stuff is. That's about to happen. I'm on a string of right-hand side homes. Just be patient for you folks on the left. I've got some good ones coming up, and we're going to turn around. We pass everything twice today, so keep that in mind. Home directly off to our right, going with the rock seawall there. Take a look at that statue on the seawall. You guys see that crocodile statue on the seawall there? It's a hint as to the owner of the home, or I should say who the home was built for. That crocodile is a really well-known logo. Somebody's probably wearing it on a polo shirt today. Usually I catch at least one Izod Lacoste logo. Yeah, absolutely. That home originally built for Rene Lacoste, who before being a clothing designer was a tennis player. His nickname when he played tennis was the Crocodile. So he went ahead and took that, made it his logo for his Izod Lacoste clothing line. What's coming up ahead of us on the right, yellow house on the corner there.
The right.
Might be a few of you on board who helped put some new shingles on this roof. This is John Herma. John Herma, CEO and founder of Kohl's Department Stores. I know I'm responsible for some of the landscaping here, probably not alone in that. He actually owns the empty lot next door as well. He bought the whole end of this particular aisle. So we do expect at some point here he's going to go ahead and construct his dream house on that empty lot and then use that existing home as a guest house. Now the next several houses I'm going to point out are all owned by the same gentleman, our local billionaire, Mr. Wayne Huizenga. Huizenga, a name you're going to hear a lot over the next several minutes. Very iconic name in Fort Lauderdale or in South Florida in general. Our first Huizenga property is here on the right. It's getting a full remodel and completely gutted this thing inside and out for that matter. This will be Sister Bonnie's home. Bonnie and her husband Whit Hudson They made their fortune picking up our garbage. You put your trash cans out at the end of the driveway, and along come the trucks. That's going to be Waste Management, Republic Services, and Southern Trash. We come across the canal to this cream-colored house here off to the right. That's nephew Steven's home. Steven worked for Uncle Wayne at Blockbuster Video. He's actually their CEO for the majority of the run of the business. Now, if you've never heard of Mr. Wayne Huizinga, don't feel bad. Despite being a very iconic name here in South Florida, most folks are not familiar with him unless you're from here. I know I have never heard of him. But it turns out he is the only person in history to start 3 Fortune 500 companies. And if you're paying attention, I've actually named all 3 of those already. That's going to be Waste Management, Blockbuster Video, and Automation. Bear in mind, those are just the Fortune 500s. He invests in hundreds of other businesses. Also very involved in professional sports. Currently a 5% owner of the Miami Dolphins. Used to own 50% of the Dolphins. And was the original owner of the Panthers and the Marlins. Now we have Wayne's estate coming up on our left in just a moment. But I do need to point out his neighbor's house because I usually have a few house hunters on board in the morning trips. I like to point out great homes for sale. We got a great spot here on the left, 8-bedroom, 8-bath house, sitting on 2 acres, 40,000 square feet of air-conditioned living space. Sounds good, right? $3.2 million. That's it, guys. Not bad, right? That's a 10% deposit, of course. It is a $32 million home. Now you would be neighbors with our local billionaire. Wayne's 7-home estate now on our left. And yes, I did say 7 homes. Starts back with the peach-colored one on the left. That's a guest house. Move next door, little green one. That's the gardener's shed. And now you have 5 more homes all connected together. They wrap all the way around the corner with this one. With 5 homes taken on the corner. Gorgeous story called Bell Tower here at Martin Point. The top's your main building. The second row is the hot tub. The lower level is the sitting area. All situated within the Olympian style infinity swimming pool. And all the gold you see on there is actual 24-karat inlaid gold. Kind of my range were somewhere in the $3.5 billion mark. So, this house is going to end in that pale green color texture carrying the trees.